Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me is Tad. Hey Tad, how
Blip,
are you?
blip, blip, blip. I am
You're
tired.
exhausted. How was work for
I'm
you this week?
tired. It was good. It was good. I actually only had a 3-day work week because I had Monday off for Labor Day
Yep,
and Tuesday I was sick.
yep.
So, so yeah. But I made it. I made it, and I'm gonna rest tomorrow and go see Pearl Jam on Sunday.
Yeah, I heard they played in Chicago last night too,
They
didn't they?
played they played Chicago Tuesday and last night. We're gonna go see him in Noblesville outside of Indianapolis
Okay.
because I actually had tickets to all three shows, but decided that my brain wasn't up to it yet.
Yep,
Um, so I held on to the show that A was outdoors.
yep.
I figure my brain's probably more up to outdoor rock and roll than indoor rock and roll. Um, and B, um, it's a smaller venue and it's got a lawn, and that means Kelly's willing to go with me. So I'm taking her to her first Pearl Jam show. It'll
Awesome.
be my seventh Pearl Jam show.
Wow, I've never seen Pearl Jam either.
Oh,
I should get on that.
such a good show.
Did they put on a great show?
They always do this.
That's
Yes, they
awesome.
played a couple Rolling Stones songs last night.
Did they?
Yeah, Rolling Stones actually have a new album coming out, which just feels weird.
Wow. I did not know that. Hmm.
Yeah, it was announced this week, so I'm assuming that that's
Well,
what prompted
Aerosmith is
Street Fighting Man to make.
Aerosmith is
Uh,
retiring finally.
yeah, they're younger than the
I
Stones,
know, but they're retiring. They're on
like
their
significantly younger than the
yeah, by
Stones.
like 10 years maybe. So what's going on in news this week?
I don't want to dive too deep into it because it will frustrate and um, depress me to talk about it. But over at Popverse,
Yeah.
um, Joe Illidge has a regular column. Friend of the podcast, Joe Illidge has a regular column, and in this installment, he laid out page rates. Um, I'll just I will read the I'll just do the artists.
Yeah.
And this is for if you're penciling and inking,
Okay.
um, because that's the one where he also put in approximately the percentage of people who get these rates.
Sure.
So the low end, which is 65 to 70% of working artists, is $125 to $150 a page. Medium is like 300 to 500.
Okay.
That's 20 to 25% of artists. High, about 2% of artists, is 550 to 800 a page. And then what he calls stratosphere is 1,000 and up. So I'm guessing um, we're talking like superstar types that get 1,000 up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where this is depressing is he also has the recommended page rates from the Comic Book Creators Guild on May 15th, 1978.
Okay.
So 45 years ago.
Okay.
You know what they recommended for a page of artwork?
Yeah. No. Let's
Remember
hear.
that 70% of working artists get $125 to $150 per page right now.
Yeah.
20 to 25 artists get $300, $500 a page right now. What do you think the recommended page rate from the Comic Book Creators Guild was on May 15th, 1978?
I have no idea.
$300.
200 or 300? I was gonna say two.
300.
Wow.
$300. So the recommended page rate when the Comic Book Guild put it out 45 years ago was double what 70% of artists are making now,
That is insane. Oh my
and
god.
in the range of that 20 to 25%. Right. Mind you, Warner Brothers and Disney hadn't bought comic book companies at that point. So the two most moneyed pockets in comics weren't even around. And that was the recommended page rate. Um,
That's
yeah.
insane. That is crazy.
So that just bothers me.
Yeah.
Because think about it, 125 pages or $125 a page
Yeah.
times 22 pages.
Yeah.
So an average comic, we'll even go with the 150 because it makes for easier math. $3,300 a month if you get a comic done
Right.
in that month.
Yep.
3,300. That's before taxes. That's without insurance because you're a freelancer.
Wow.
You know, um, yeah.
That's crazy.
There's got to be a way to make profits without jobbing the artists this way. I don't believe for a second that the money is not there. And I hope
Yeah, I agree with you.
that this is just the floppy market and that by and large, the graphic novel market, which is where there's even more money right now, is better. Um,
Well, that's good.
I hope.
Right.
I don't know. I said I
Right.
hope.
Yeah.
Because again, it doesn't seem like the high end should be that hard.
Right.
$500 a page,
I wouldn't think so.
which means an issue runs. I mean, let's just do back of the napkin map now, right? Let's say, let's even go for the most. Yeah, let's say $600 a page for art. Let's say 150 for. Let me pull out my calculator. Let's say 150 per page for the script. 150. Let's say 600 for the art. So we're going just over the low end of the high bracket here, right? Let's say 25 for the letters and 125 for the color.
Okay.
That'd be $900 per page.
Yep.
Times 22 pages per book. Let's even figure an extra 500 for the cover. Because if page rates actually got to the point where the art was making 500 to 600, then the cover rate. Right now, cover you generally get more for a cover page than an interior page. But
Yep.
let's say that because they upped everything, so that's $4,000 per page. Well, actually, no, because let me take off the 500. We should add that at the end. So it's oh yeah, no, it is. It's $900 per page
Mm-hmm.
times 22 pages per issue is 19,800
Okay.
plus, like I said, we'll say 500 for the cover.
Yep.
So 20,300. Let's say that on average, a book costs $1 to make. And you
Yeah.
want $2 to go to the store.
Yep.
So it's $1 per issue.
Yep.
If you've got $1 per issue that's going to the creators, you'd have to sell 20,000 books to hit that. I know that we're not at like huge numbers, but I think a lot of books are at 20,000.
Yeah, I actually have no idea where books. Like, I am so bad at guesstimating.
Yeah, but I know that, like, I know some of the indie books have trouble even hitting 10,000, but I think part of that is bad marketing.
Okay.
Um, and it gets really weird when you start factoring in trade paperback sales because they're often way higher than individual issue sales.
Right.
So let's say you only make 10,000 back on each issue. So right now you're running a $10,000 deficit on per issue, but it's 6 issues. You don't have to do any more work for the graphic novel, right?
Right.
So you've got $60,000 to still make up when you get your $20 trade paperback, which means you got to sell 3,000 of them to get, which is like half of what you'd been pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that's a number that shouldn't be very attainable.
Yeah, exactly.
Issue.
They should be able to do it. I agree.
And obviously, if they're creator-owned stuff, that becomes a slightly different ballgame. They're not necessarily getting the money up front, but they're getting more on the back end, etc. But Marvel, DC, if they can't pay those rates, then they maybe shouldn't be publishing that issue.
True.
But my hunch is they could.
Exactly.
Particularly when you take into account that they're going to use those stories to make movies too. I mean,
exactly.
It's a drop in the bucket of Disney money.
Yep.
That's all back of the napkin. I welcome anybody on the business side of Marvel or DC who wants to come explain to me why I'm wrong, as long as they show up with numbers.
Yeah.
We would gladly I'd be more than willing to talk about it.
We would gladly talk to you.
All right.
What else we got?
On to happier news.
Yeah.
Well, happy and sad. Happy news. My Uncle Bobby has a follow-up to Genderqueer coming in spring of 2024. It's called Breathe, Journeys to Healthy Binding. And it's being done in conjunction with Dr. Sarah Peitzmeyer. So, a lot of transgender people, when they're binding their chests, will do it in ways that aren't necessarily healthy. So this is obviously going to go through our story as well.
Yep.
But I imagine, since a doctor's involved, we'll actually also talk about healthy ways to do it.
Yeah.
So that's cool to see.
Awesome.
Sad, but will also likely be awesome. Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney are wrapping up Firepower in December with issue 30. Will be the last issue. It'll be an oversized issue, I think 52 pages, something like that.
Yeah.
So again, on one side, sad, because I hate it when any series that I love ends. On the other side, Kirkman knows how to end a story.
And also, what's coming around the corner from Kirkman, because he's always got something cooking.
Yeah.
And it's always
balls
to the wall.
But I like Samney even more than Kirkman. So with Jonna done, and I mean, I'm certain that he'll move on to something eventually. But
yeah,
Samney doing like martial arts comics was just fun.
Right. I agree.
So we'll go quickly through new to order stuff because we talked about a lot of it last week, but we'll remind people that Tom King, Peter Gross have the Animal Pound Ash Can is new to order, with initial orders are due September 18th, as is Jason Aaron and Doug Mankey's Batman Off-World, James Tynion and Joshua Hickson's Deviant, which is a serial killer Christmas story.
Looking forward to that one.
Rick Remender, Andy Samberg, Joe Troman, and Roland Boschi have Holy Roller, the Jewish bowler superhero. Red Light from Sarah Cho and Priscilla Petrades is the AI prostitute, I believe, or AI prostitution district. Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotte, Somna from Distillery. We got a taste of that and Devil's Due. And oh my God, was it beautiful. Can't wait for that. Christopher Cantwell, Luca Prosari. What happens when Thanos takes on the Illuminati? We'll find out starting in, I believe, November.
I've never read a Thanos book, but I'm gonna read this one.
I haven't either, but this will, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just like, I've never wanted to, but now I'm like, oh, Chris Campbell, sure, I'll buy
it. Yeah. Some collections and graphic novels coming up. Alex DeCampi and Ryan Howe, Bad Karma, their panel syndicate story.
Yeah.
Barnstormers, which might come up a little later in this podcast too. A Ballad 11 Murder from Scott Snyder and Tula Lotte. The first volume of Eve L. Ewing and Chris Allen's Black Panther, Reign at Dusk. First volume of the fantastic Jim Zub, Roberto De La Torre, Conan the Barbarian. Joel Pretty at Uncivilized has a book called First There Was Chaos. That looks like it's dealing with some, like, what did you just delete?
Did I delete something?
Yeah. What are you doing, man? You're deleting it as I read it.
I totally messed up. I had my cursor on it and it was not doing anything on purpose.
Okay, that's fair. Look at kind of the genesis of a religion, no pun intended. Also at Uncivilized, Izar Lunashek has Holy Fools and Funny Gods, the hidden link between religion and humor. That looks awesome. Kurt Pyle's Rockwell Wright and Alex Diato's Volume 1 of Indigo Children.
That's going to be good.
Which I really enjoyed. Really looking forward to Wander Antunes adapted Mark Twain's The Man Who Corrupted Hadleyburg at Humanoids. If you missed Mike Mignola and Jesse Lonergan's Miss Truesdale and The Fall of Hyperborea, you can now order the trade paperback. Poetry of Ron from Yusuke Asawa from Titan Comics looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Whitley has School for Extraterrestrial Girls. Volume 1 is technically already available, but coming to comic shops for the first time. And Volume 2 will come pretty quickly after it. Osamu Tezuka, who is most famous for Astro Boy, often considered the godfather of manga, has his Shakespeare manga theater being published stateside by Ablaze. And then going back to Christopher Cantwell and Angel Anzoetta, Volume 1 of Star Trek Defiant.
That's a lot. That was a mouthful.
It was. That's why I kind of just ran through it this time.
Yeah.
We spent a little bit more time with it last time.
Sure.
And going forward, I think it'll actually be next week. We'll have the stuff that is new to order with initial order dates sometime in the middle of October.
Yeah.
And we'll actually either next week or the week after.
Yeah.
We'll spend a little bit more time with that on the first day, and then just kind of remind people after that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't try to mess up your
But
flow.
I will spend.
My hand hit my mouse and it totally grabbed the script and I was like, oh no! And then I don't know what happened, how it deleted it,
Yeah,
but I was like, oh crap.
yeah. Well, I fixed it.
Yeah.
I fixed it. It's back. There's this wonderful undo button
Yep.
that I can hit the undo button and undo your thing.
Can you? I didn't know that it could be done that way.
Final order cutout.
Yep.
That means that if you don't order it by then, it may get hard for your shop to get it. Drive Like Hell #1 from our friends Rich Dueck and Alex Cormack looks
Looks really good.
fantastic. I don't even need to tell you about it. It's Alex Cormack.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Final order cutoff is September 18th. It'll come out October 25th. Giant Robot Hellboy, which just feels like a Tyler book. Mike Mignola, Duncan Fegredo.
Yep.
Also September 18th cutoff with a 10/25 or October 25th release date. And then another one that I've read because it was originally a comicsology book, but Canary #1 from Scott Snyder and Dan Panosian. It's kind of a Western horror.
Sweet.
It's cool. I don't know how to describe it beyond that.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Canary.
And it will come out. Yeah, Canary. It'll come out November 1st. And then 3 Kickstarters that I've backed and look awesome that are still up and running. And we've talked to all 3 of them somewhat recently. Yep. The one chose not to talk about her Kickstarter when she talked to us. Foulmouth, Steve Urena is running through September 22nd.
I backed that one as well.
He's a really cool guy. I like the concept. Yep.
I went with
Stonehearted.
I went with the $10 one so I could get the autograph.
Okay. Stonehearted, Meredith McLaren, September 27th. She's been working on this graphic novel via her Patreon for at least a year. So I've read it and I really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to having a nice physical copy in my hands. And then Outbreaks, numbers 1 and 2, Will Robson. You didn't wind up talking to him, but this is like totally up your alley. It's zombie stuff.
I'm gonna go to it right.
Zombie stuff.
As soon as we're done, I'm gonna go to the. Go to the Kickstarter.
Well, and we've got. I think it's in our folder. If it's not in our folder, it's in our email.
Sure.
He sent us issue 1 to read before we talk to him.
Okay.
So.
I'll go check that out.
You can go read that if you want.
I'll definitely go read that.
I'm certain that you'll read it and go, yes, this is my kind of book.
I am certain as well.
So, Tyler, before I get into my, well, A, while I catch my breath.
Yeah.
And B, before I get into my 9 amazing books.
Yeah.
God damn, this was a good week in comics.
Yeah.
Platinum Age of Comics, people. What were your 3 amazing books this week?
Well, I started with Swan Songs #3 from W. Maxwell Prince and Felipe Andrade from Image Comics.
Yeah, and this was one of the rare times where you had yours filled in before me.
Okay.
Which is the only reason that it didn't make my top 9.
Oh, really? I thought it was.
I had to cut something. I managed to get myself down to 10.
Yeah.
And it's like Swan Songs is on Tyler's list. We'll talk about it.
I was really blown away by
I love Felipe Andrade's art.
I was blown away by the art because it was all done with colored pencil. And I don't know if you noticed that the panels themselves were not straight lined done, right? These were colored pencil, like sketchy.
Well, I mean, I've loved Andrade since he did Many Deaths of Layla Starr with Ram V.
Yeah.
I'm completely looking forward to what's the one they've got coming out. Ram V. Really Rare Flavors.
Oh yeah.
Rare Flavors is right around the corner.
Well, and I've always liked the anthology style that W. Maxwell Prince always does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Actually, I need to send him an email address because he prints his email address. I had never noticed this before.
Yeah, he prints his email address.
Big at the bottom of
Definitely send him an email.
like page 1. He prints his email address.
Damn.
So we're gonna have to reach out to Maxwell.
Love the art for Swan Songs #3. And then my second choice was it's kind of scratched that nostalgia itch. We kind of talked about this last week. Masters of the Universe, Forge of Destiny #1. Yeah, my He-Man from Tim Seeley and Eddie Nunez from Dark Horse. This was just a good classic. He-Man having to like wrestle with his dual identity and no one finding out about it.
You got to go read the Box Brown book that we talked to him about.
I do.
After it'll completely fuck with your head.
Is it all about nostalgia?
Particularly with things like He-Man and G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Well, but specifically that like corporations sold us our childhood.
Yes.
And now they're selling it to us again.
It's true. And I'm falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
So my next one is X-Men #26 from Jerry Dugan and Javier Pina from Marvel Comics. This one was the fallout. I don't know if you had heard, Tad, but Tony Stark married Emma Frost.
I did. I was a little upset about that because I'm sitting there going, you broke up with well, you didn't even break up. You went on like a break with Patsy Walker yesterday.
Yep.
What the fuck, man?
Yep. Well, anyway, this is the fallout from that.
And I like Emma Frost, but Patsy Walker's way cooler.
I agree. This is the fallout of that on the mutant side, right? So like all of Emma's people, like her mutant family, if you will, like how that's affecting like now that she's married to Tony Stark.
How's Scott Summers taking it? Tony Stark stole his woman.
Exactly. Now he's got it. He's been trying to focus strictly on Jean anyway, because they had a throuple going for a while. Is it the real
Jean or is it clone? I mean,
I believe
how far behind I am on the X-Men.
I believe it's the real Jean. Yeah.
Please tell me he's not dating the Jean from the past, because that would be weird.
Nope. The Jean from the past went home.
Okay. They're done with that.
Yeah, that was the all new X-Men by. Yeah.
Right. I didn't know that they'd gone home. That's how far behind I am.
Oh, okay. Yep. They went back to their own time and they chose to erase their memories and all that kind of. So they didn't remember the events.
Well, you got to keep continuity going.
Yeah. Yep. You had to fill that loop. All right, Tad, let's get into your 9. What?
I'm going to run through them. I mean, I like to get tied up and stuff, but I feel like running through them. Kill Your Darlings, Ethan Parker, Griffin Sheridan, Bob Quinn.
Yeah.
Definitely has some I Kill Giants vibes going to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a single working mom and the young daughter with a hell of an imagination, and I don't even know what else to say other than that, except that it was like just awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go. Parker Girls #10. Terry Moore knows how to end a series.
Right.
Let's just leave it at that.
That was my number 4 on my list. It was real close to that in the X-Men.
Another friend of the pod, Kelly Thompson, Leonardo Romero knocked Birds of Prey out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, just teed it up and knocked it out of the park.
I have it on my iPad.
I didn't think
to it yet.
I didn't think it was possible that Project Cryptid would fall to 4th on my list.
Right.
And I agonized over it. But it did. Project Cryptid #1, 4th on my list. It's an anthology series from Ahoy. So it's got a Yeti story and like a poisonous worm story, something like that. And then the first chapter of their prose mystery, Partially Naked Came the Corpse. This chapter written by Grant Morrison. And I discovered when I got to the end of it and it said, read chapter 2 and Conan on #3, that our buddy Bryce Ingman got the daunting task of following Grant Morrison.
That sucks.
I already messaged with him about it. He's He said, yes, it was daunting, but he thinks he did well. And it was also a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I think that's next week or the week after. Star Trek Defiant #7. I mean, I think everything that can be said about Star Trek right now, I've said. So just if you like Star Trek at all, go read all of Jackson and Collins and Chris's Star Trek runs because they're great. If you don't like Star Trek, but you like really good human stories and space stories, go get into Star Trek by reading Jackson and Collins and Chris's Star Trek runs.
No kidding.
And go take your crash course with 22 panels because I mean, I think we did a good job on that episode.
It was a good one.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World #9. God, Jason Aaron and Layla Del Duca are knocking this out of the park. Killing it. I'm loving this story.
That's awesome.
Barnstormers #3, Scott Snyder, Tula Lotay. I told you we'd talk about it again. This is so good. The wrap up of the series, or at least the first arc. I think it was kind of left open enough that we might not be done, though Tula's working with Becky Cloonan on stuff. So, who knows when we'll get back, but that's okay.
Right.
But yeah, so good. Tula Lotay's art is amazing. She doesn't do enough interior work. I love it when she does. And Scott really knocked this story out of the park. Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville. Joanna Stair, Natasha Bustos. This is the type of book that I would only ever read because I looked at the creative team and went, I have to read this.
Right.
And I looked at the creative team and I had to read it, and I'm happy I did. And I'm almost amazed that it fell all the way down to 8 because it was really good. As was Tear Us Apart, Van Jensen, Jerry Barakel. Yes, the comedic actor, Jay Barakel. Alessandro Maselli. It's like a horror romance. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to put it. It's #1. So that was the other thing. I mean, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 #1s among my 9.
Wow.
And 2 that ended series.
Wow. That is true.
So 7 of the 9 was either the beginning or the end of something.
Beginning of the end, yeah. Wow. That's crazy for a week.
So that's one of the reasons I wound up going long is it's hard not to talk about a good #1, and it's hard not to talk about a series that ended really well.
Right. I completely agree.
And me, I can't have 7.
No.
I have to have 9.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
It's 3, 9, or 27.
Well, you're in luck because
I wasn't willing to go 10 and force myself to 27 because I didn't actually even read 27 comics this week. So I would have had to really work.
You had to work hard at it. But for our great responsibility this week, we're reading all of the Marvels, and there were only 3 issues this time. So that fit in your.
It made it a little easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit easier. Because Batman was also really good.
Was it?
Yeah. The Bat-Cat War, the Gotham War going on.
Yeah, Gotham War. That's what I've been meaning to. I gotta get back into it. Is it a good jumping on point for Batman if I haven't been reading for about 2 years?
You want to go get the Bat-Cat Gotham War special.
Okay.
Because that was part 1. And then you'll have to read both Batman and Catwoman, but it's only like 2 months. So it's like 5 issues total, 6 issues, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's not at all a bad jumping on point.
Okay. I might do that. But yeah. Anyway, we were reading all of the Marvels, and we're on chapter 20. Good.
Yeah, this is our penultimate discussion of all of the Marvels.
Yep. This was chapter 20. Good is the thing you do.
Second to last. Don't you like my $50 word there? Penultimate.
I use that word too. I like
that word.
It's a good one. But all new Wolverine number 33. At first, I couldn't figure out why we were
I
reading
actually
this.
wound up reading all three of them.
What's that?
I read the whole arc. I had to. It
Oh,
was
did
too
you?
good.
Because I couldn't well, at first I could not figure out why we were reading a Wolverine story. And then I read what Wolk had
President
written in his
Kamala.
book. President Kamala. That's right. This is a future story.
President Kamala.
Yeah.
But it was also so good that I wound up reading all three of them.
Yeah.
I read the whole story arc.
I did not know
was
that
fun.
Laura herself had a clone.
Yeah. I only kind of knew that because I actually read the Mariko Tamaki
Yeah.
Wolverine that came right after this.
Okay.
Or X-23 that came right after
X-23,
this.
yep.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
I kind of forgotten that. But yeah, no, this was just a fun arc.
The
A
artwork,
lot of crazy stuff.
the artwork was
Good
crazy
artwork.
good. Yeah. I like their
Yeah.
suits. You know, this is a future, like I said, this is a future story. So I like
Right.
the Wolverine. I think, are they both called Wolverine? Both Laura and the other one?
I mean, in this one, they weren't really either called Wolverine. They were calling each other by their first names. So
That's true.
I don't know. I haven't read enough of it.
Yeah. It's true. I liked it.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was very fun. As was the Miss Marvel 31.
Yeah, this was the
where
sleepover
the slumber
issue.
party.
Yep. And
Slumber party.
feel so bad because, you know, Kamala's home life is different than all of her friends.
Yeah.
And she desperately wants to fit in. And her mom was like, why do you want to have these girls over? What's the meaning of
Well,
this?
what
You
I
know?
love though is and this is becoming the recurring theme in Ms. Marvel. Like, she finally is like, okay, I have to tell you, I'm Ms. Marvel, and they're all like, yeah, we knew.
know.
Why did you say? We figured you weren't ready to talk about it yet. What?
I would have liked it better had they had their minds blown. Just been like, what? Are you kidding me?
I love it. I love it that it turns out as, you know, I mean, seriously,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I love early Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the most ridiculous part of it is the idea that anybody in his life didn't figure it out immediately.
Right? Or
Peter Parker and Spider-Man never seen in the same place together, despite the fact that they're regularly in the same place together.
Yep. I think Aunt May should have figured it out. Like, her nephew is disappearing for long stretches at a time.
Right.
Like, was she that negligent?
All of his classmates should have figured it out. Everybody at the Bugle should have known. I mean, that's always been like the one, and this is why I loved in that that Batman Cap or the Batman Superman Catwoman Lois date issue.
Yep.
The fact that they both acted like they were both are like, yeah, we know regarding superhero or regarding the particular secret identities.
Yep.
Um,
But this was just such a fun story because Kamala had to balance her superhero life
yeah.
with trying to have a slumber party.
And some of it was just crazy, like Lockjaw roping her into what's
Game of
essentially an elaborate game of tag.
Yeah, with
Just like,
teleporters.
God damn it, Lockjaw!
Yeah.
I was having a sleepover.
Yeah, and yeah, I just felt for her because, you know, she just wants so badly to be normal or what
Yeah,
she
just wanted to
what
be a
she-
normal girl for a night.
Yep.
And she winds
Even the pizza.
and then she winds up like the pizza delivery.
Exactly. The pizza girl chewed her out.
You know, but had been transformed in the same Terrigen Mist to Skunk Girl.
Yeah.
So it's like now she feels bad because she gets to be Ms. Marvel and this girl is now Skunk Girl.
I know. That's so funny. I love this book.
Which I mean that plays straight into Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I mean,
Yep.
Skunk Girl and Squirrel Girl could be a good, cool team up.
Yep.
And the last issue is Squirrel Girl might have made me cry a little bit.
Did it?
just a little bit. I was reading it at school, so I tried to hold it together.
I love it that they went.
Um,
So they brought Thanos back, not Thanos. The
Galactus. That was
Galactus. Yep,
hilarious. No, you can't kill them.
Galactus.
But
Come
I'm
on.
hungry.
He goes, it'll fix all our problems. It'll fix none of our problems. Like the banter between the two of them, could only be done in a Squirrel Girl comic. You couldn't have that in a Fantastic Four issue. Galactus written that way would have just appear stupid.
Yeah,
but it works. It works here.
It was perfect.
It
It was perfect.
And nobody can reason with Galactus, so Captain America's reaction is just hilarious. He's just like, because for our listeners out there, we're kind of doing a bad job of describing the comic, but
no, their job is to go
Galactus-
read the damn comic.
Galactus is able to.
For that matter, I'm going to say right now, they should go read all of Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I agree. All 50 issues.
It's so 58, because remember they had 8 issues before the end of Secret War.
Yeah.
And they got rebooted. So all 58 issues, and Squirrel Girl beats up the Marvel Universe. Don't forget that one.
That's true.
Graphic novel.
Yeah.
I mean, did you read the letter at the end? Apparently, they were more pages than War and Peace. They beat War and Peace out by like 100 pages.
Yeah, that's amazing. This is such a good book.
It's
so good.
And I hope that we someday get more Squirrel Girl, but man, is it a tough act to follow.
Yeah. I loved it that he ended the book on Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
This was the last comic of the book, which I thought was a fun, poignant end to the whole journey that we've taken.
Well, and it played directly into that last chapter, which was about sharing it with his son. And
yep.
And
I was just about to say that.
The fact that, of all the books they read together, it seemed like Squirrel Girl was the one that kind of became their character, glue.
Yeah.
Though the son, definitely a big universe guy.
Yeah.
Wanting to see how everything fits together. Can we read the whole Marvel Universe in chronological order? Not the order that it came out. Chronological order.
Did Douglas talk to us about that a little bit? I can't remember.
I think he mentioned it a little, but I don't think he got into it a lot. He probably just knew that we hadn't gotten to it yet.
That's true. Because it was nice to see that he was sharing stuff with his son. And being able to connect.
Even the seeds of the entire project had started there.
Yep.
He'd started doing this read because he was doing it with his son. And eventually his son stopped focusing on trying to read everything.
Right.
But at that point he's like, well, but I still could.
Yeah. I think that's great too. And I want to know how they got their chronological order for everything. You know what I mean? Because there's,
there's sites out there that I think there's even a semi-official one.
Really? Holy shit! You'd have to make it like a checklist and just check them all off. I've envisioned doing that with a character. I've done it with the X-Men, but I
want to say there's that's all MCU. We don't want MCU. How to read the Marvel comics in order from Basmo. Marvel comic book reading orders at marvelguides.com. The complete Marvel reading order guide at Comic Book Herald. Yeah, so there are a number of different
ways that we could get the information. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that some of them wind up being different and whatnot. But and for that matter, the wiki, the marvelfandom.com
Yep.
wiki has a reading order in 24 parts.
Oh my god.
Well, because it's got Conan wrapped in.
Okay. Okay.
Well, because it was probably put together. Yeah, it says this is an unofficial reading order, is undergoing a process of continual improvement that is aimed to be as accurate as possible. Contributions welcome. They've got a separate X-Men reading order.
Do they?
Yeah.
Just for the X-Men themselves, the reading order is crazy. Because I've
Yeah.
done the X-Men reading. I want to do the Amazing Spider-Man and start at the beginning and read everything. Fantastic Four, maybe. But I really would like to do those deep dives into Spider-Man, into the various Spider-Man titles that come out throughout the years.
But, but this, no, this actually, well, maybe not.
What's that?
I'm just looking through it a little bit to try to figure out. It almost looks like it feels more like a release order when I'm looking at 1960, 61. Because at some point you should get to the point where you're having like all sorts of stuff um crossover across times. Okay, pre-modern era. So X-Men Unlimited number 40, and then Classic X-Men number 16, and then First X-Men 1 through 5, Uncanny X-Men 428.
So the early
Yeah,
X-Men
okay.
stuff is some of the earlier stuff, huh?
Well, I don't know exactly where we are. This is what it says. Well, but in terms of chronology, so I mean, I would assume First X-Men is a story about. I haven't actually read it, but oh no, I have read it because it's Neil Adams. So it's like Logan's mutant team with him and Creed and Hollow. Um, I think, yeah, Magneto makes an appearance, but not as Magneto yet.
Huh. I'm gonna have to read that.
Uh,
Well,
X-Men legend Neil Adams returns to Marvel's Mutants: The Secret History of the X-Men before Xavier's team, starring Wolverine and Sabretooth.
hmm, definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as all of the Marvels, we are gonna read the appendix and talk about that next week, and that will wrap up.
Well, yeah, the appendix. I'm curious. You know, I haven't actually started reading it yet, but just based on what it's called, I'm really curious to read it because the appendix is actually called. Um, what's it called? It's called
Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics: A Plot Summary. I'm very interested to see what a let's see. It starts on page 330 and goes to
354.
354. So 24-page plot summary of Marvel Comics. Split into 6 parts, it looks like. You've got
That's good reading.
it's like it's split up into 1961 to 68, 68 to 80, 81 to 89, 90 to 2004, 2004 2005 to 2015 and 2015 on.
Awesome.
So,
So we'll be
yeah.
finishing that next week, and
And
then
then we'll have to figure out what to do next.
I know. I like the
And
idea.
we'll just be ending the podcast. No, we won't be. We
No.
won't be ending the podcast. We'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something cool.
Yeah.
But Tad, what are 3 books you hope will be spectacular next week?
I mean, I haven't actually read any of them, so they are hopes, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb in saying that I'm pretty certain that they all will be spectacular.
Yeah.
The Call #2.
Yeah.
Kelly Thompson and Mattia De Ulis. Enfield Gang Massacre #2. Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. Murder Inc. Jagger Rose #5 from Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Owing. So you've got sophomore efforts in The Cull and Enfield Gang and the penultimate issue of Murder Inc. Couple of interesting graphic novels. There's a Mingus graphic novel, an adaptation of Murder on the Orient Express by Bob L. Green. Tom Scioli, who did the Jack Kirby graphic novel, has a Stan Lee graphic novel coming out. Jillian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki have a new graphic novel together, Roaming, coming out. And you can tell that I was just really into the 3 books that I mentioned already, because Salad and Ahmed's Daredevil #1 didn't make my top 3.
That is crazy.
But I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Right. Didn't make your top 3 either.
Nope.
So what are you looking forward to? What books do you hope are spectacular? And one of them is spectacular. We read it.
I know.
I didn't say I knew it was spectacular because I saw that it was on your list.
I'm gonna buy it though. So
I decided to give it to you.
I am gonna buy it though.
But we know it's spectacular.
We do know it's spectacular. But the first one I don't know, but I suspect because issue #1 was awesome. The Cull #2, Kelly Thompson and Mattia De.
Yeah, we're very much in agreement on that being our first read next week.
Yep. And then this one we both know is awesome, and that is cheating, but I am planning on buying it. Kill More #1, Scott Bryan Wilson and Max Fuchs from IDW.
Max Allen Fuchs.
And then we've got my last one is a book called Sissy #1 out from Scout Comics.
I don't know anything about this one.
It just looked
Charles Chester, Alonzo Molina, Gonzalez. I don't even know. So tell me about it.
Well, this is from my favorite app that I always get stuff wrong from. I'm not gonna.
It's my favorite app too. I just don't trust them for new releases.
The description is Gabriel is frantically woken from sleep by his younger sister Maddie's teddy bear Sissy. Maddie has been kidnapped on Sissy's watch. He'll stop at nothing to get her back. He needs Gabrielle to open the door to the mythical realm of the Darklands. Together they will traverse the horrors of the Darklands in pursuit of her captor, an evil called the Crying Man. So it sounds like a Stephen King kind of thing. No, I love horror, and this just sounds weird.
Yeah. This very much sounds like a Tyler book.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it absolutely wouldn't be a Tad book, but it's definitely a Tyler book.
Yeah, I'm very interested in checking it out. I don't know anything about any of it. I don't know the creators at all. But I just thought it looked pretty snazzy. Anywho. Tad, do you have anything else for the good of the order?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I
think we covered pretty much it all.
I think we covered everything and then some.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm getting tired.
I am too.
I'm ready to go to bed.
I'll be going to bed as soon as we're done recording.
I'm actually kind of happy that we got nothing to record tomorrow.
I know. I got to go to work tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
But my boss says I'm doing good at the hotel, so that's kind of good to hear.
Well, damn it. That just means that you'll be gone more.
No, once I get through September, it'll just be every other weekend. Right now, I wanted
you to get fired, and then we just have you around.
Oh, speaking of not being around, I got to our listeners out there. I'm going to be in a play. This play.
I know you're going to miss our Halloween episode because I locked it in for a Tuesday right before you told me.
Oh, did you? So
Yeah, so Mark and Greg and Fake and China and you won't be
well,
there.
maybe we won't have to extend it. I don't know. We actually start this Tuesday, so I'll find
Yeah.
out for sure.
I mean, we're going to be recording at the end of September just because of scheduling stuff. So it'll be one that we like sit on for a while.
Oh, okay.
And or you can play around with editing and putting spooky music into it, or
Yeah, spice it up.
it's our Halloween episode.
That'll be fun.
We're going to be advertised. Oh. Uh, we're going to essentially do an unboxing, but you're not allowed to describe it.
Okay.
I just you could just see it, and people will get your reaction because we officially have our ad for the Halloween issue of
Santos.
Sisters.
Yeah.
Kelly got it done. We got permission for the art that we're using.
Okay.
Where is it? Too much damn email.
Ted is looking for.
Yeah. There we go. Halloween. And I share the screen. There is our ad for.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I'm just like, I'm honestly speechless. It's
This is what happens when we
it's
have
spooky,
friends that
it's spooky, it's creepy, it's
that are willing to let us use their art.
yeah. It looks great. It looks great.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Kelly did a great job of laying it out, and a friend of the podcast let us use their art. And thankfully, is a big enough Halloween fan that there was some appropriate art.
Yeah.
So the plan is we will be pre-recording the Halloween episode, but we're going to hold it to come out on the same day as the Santos Sisters Halloween special.
Perfect.
So when people see the ad and it says listen to our special Halloween episode, it will be the top episode
in their feed.
The player. Right.
Yeah. Awesome. That sounds amazing.
So,
I'll do whatever I can to be there for that episode.
Yeah.
But like I said, play rehearsals are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays is what I was told. But
what time?
We start at 5:30. So
well, the upside is we won't be recording that one until 8.
Sure. Okay. So that would be
so you might be either home or at least home on like the back end or something.
I hope. I don't know. I might have to be there doubly long. I've got 2 parts in this play.
Yeah, but even when you've got 2 parts, it's the play's only so long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway.
And community theater is generally somewhat aware of the fact that the people in it have day jobs.
Have lives. Yeah, they are.
Right.
They're really good about it.
Right.
So, no, I don't think we need to worry about me not being there because I'm very much want to be, so I'll make it work.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. If we can't, what I told one of our guests that doesn't know for certain that they're going to be able to make it that day is because we're holding it, we might just record separate segments.
Yep, that would work.
And splice stuff together. I scheduled around when the Santos Sisters crew is available because we're doing an ad in their comic to plug this episode. I want to have them in it.
Right.
So I knew that I needed to nail them down and work everything else around that. So that's where we're at.
Cool. All right. So our listeners,
we just gave way more background on the air than we needed to, but don't splice it. Keep it.
Nope,
Let
I won't
have it.
I won't take anything out.
They get to get to the behind the scenes.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will catch you guys after the next page. Later. Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panelspodcast.